What's going on, everybody? My name's Dave McRae. So in this video, there's two things I want to talk about, and both of them involve John Carpenter. So let's jump right into it. So there's been some buzz in the horror community over the last number of days that John Carpenter's back. Oh my God, Dave, did you see? John Carpenter's back in the director's chair. Oh my God, it's amazing. Oh my God, this is fucking incredible. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's the first time since 2010, since the war. Oh my God, it's amazing. It's 13 years in the making. John Carpenter, he's back. Whoa, let's pump the brakes there for a second, ladies and gentlemen. I hate to be the pessimistic party pooper, but I just want to be a realist, and I'm a huge John Carpenter fan. You guys know that. But let's take a look at exactly what's going on and how he's back. So, yes, Suburban Screams is the new series coming to Peacock, and it's actually, officially called John Carpenter's Suburban Screams. So he is a producer on it. His wife, Sandy King, their production company, Storm King Productions, something like that. Anyway, they are one of the producers on it, and so I have no doubt that he has some creative input. Absolutely, 100%. And I believe there's 8 episodes, something like that. But he's directed one of them, just one. As far as I know from what I'm reading on, in Deadline and, et cetera. Okay, that's cool, right? I mean, we horror fans, we'll take what we can get at the end of the day. But that's what it is. And it's not a series like Stranger Things or anything like that. It's a series that, it's based on, there's 6 different stories, I believe, and they're based on real things that have actually happened. And in each episode, the people that have actually gone through those things are interviewed, and then we watch those events play out through dramatization. That's the kind of show it is. We've seen tons of shows like that over the years, right? Well, that's the kind of show it is. So it's not like a full-on narrative, story like Stranger Things or something like that. So, and John Carpenter, as far as I know, the episode he directed, as far as I know, I think he directed that from the comfort of his home, sitting on his ass, probably playing basketball on Xbox. All right, when you hit your mark, scream. Damn, I missed the shot. He loves his basketball on Xbox. So I don't even think he was on set. Like, I think he was just kind of directing over Zoom or Skype or FaceTime or something. And I mean, how engaged can you be doing that? I don't know. So how engaged is John Carpenter really? Not in the ways that we want. Let's just put it that way. John Carpenter's name is above the title to sell it, 100%. Again, that's not to say that he hasn't had creative input, but let's be honest. And that's what it is. And so, this is, to me, and I only speak for myself, this isn't really something I'm that excited about. It's not like, again, it's not like Stranger Things and the Duffer Brothers that are like directing multiple episodes and, and they're, writing and creating character arcs and all, it's not like that. So, are we going to really feel John Carpenter's, fingerprints and DNA woven through the fabric of Suburban Screams? I don't know. I mean, probably not, but maybe there'll be a few little things that are very John Carpenter horror things that we're like, oh, that's it. But I mean, it's not the kind of series that ultimately I think we would want as John Carpenter's swan song, right? In terms of him returning to the director's chair. So that's a great segue into what I would love to see. So John Carpenter last directed a movie in 2010 called The Ward. And, like every movie, it's got some redeeming qualities, but it certainly isn't the swan song we would love for John Carpenter. And it's probably not the swan song he wants either. And I would love to see him back behind the director's chair, directing a movie, a feature film, 90-minute horror movie, something like that, right? Something that's going to maybe take 3 weeks to shoot, low budget, indie, $5-10 million budget, theater of the mind, moody, atmospheric, creepy, eerie, all that kind of stuff. Would love to see that. Go small, go back to the basics, go back to your roots, and deliver something like that, starring Kurt Russell. Yes, Kurt Russell. Bring those two back together, and keep it really simple. Like something like Mike Flanagan's Hush, like something like that. Like maybe Kurt Russell is like, I don't know, he's this older author and he drives up north to this cabin to get away and he needs to write and weird shit begins to happen. And maybe you got a few auxiliary players in there, but it's a very small cast, one or two, locations. The logistics of shooting it would be, relatively easy when we're talking about a low budget horror film. But what really sells it on low budget horror movies, of course, is location, location, location. And if you can find a terrific location, moody and atmospheric, you get Kurt Russell in there. He's that grizzled older guy now, he's got that gravitas now. I love Kurt Russell. And he's in on it and weird shit begins to happen. And it's just this wonderful 90-minute, like Hush, wonderful 90-minute movie that you walk away from going, that was fucking great. That was great. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't need to be phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? It just has to be that, wow, that was actually really good. And it's okay if it's, familiar and we've seen these kinds of things. It's okay. Where he doesn't need to reinvent the wheel. He's fucking 76 years old. John Carpenter, he's got nothing to prove. He doesn't need to go and sort of reinvent something. Just deliver a good, solid 90-minute eerie, creepy, fucked up horror movie with lots of mood atmosphere, theater of the mind, lots of mood atmosphere, and just go out like that. Just give it a shot. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, maybe we'll watch. We're like, you know what? We've seen some of this before in other films. It's familiar pizza, but it's good pizza. Yes, it may be familiar. And yes, it doesn't, change the chemistry of my taste buds and what I mean. No, but it's good fucking pizza. And when you get it, you like it and it's good. And when it's really good, it's good. And this is good. And that's all it needs to be. But yeah, Kurt Russell, John Carpenter teaming up, low budget indie horror movie, isolated in the woods, something creepy going on. Maybe he's an author, like I said. Maybe he's writing and what he writes tends to kind of come to fruition or bits of it. And he's like, what the fuck's going on? Maybe he discovers something out there. Or whatever. I don't know. Just something like that. That's what I would like to see from John Carpenter. But that takes being on set, getting heavily involved, committing yourself to the process, and really being focused and engaged, even on a low, budget horror film like that. I mean, I look at what we're doing with It's Me, Billy, chapter 2, and it's, it's tough. It's, yeah. I mean, I couldn't direct this movie from here over Zoom. I couldn't direct Billy 2 from here. It just couldn't happen. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to be emotionally invested. Right? You know what I'm saying? So you got to be there on set, working with the actors, working with the crew, emotionally and creatively invested. And that's what we want from John Carpenter. And I don't think that's what this is at all. I'm not saying he hasn't offered advice and offered some input and he's got creative things. I'm not saying that. But, we don't want, directing from the comfort of his home. I mean, that's as far as I believe that's what he did. Because I think he said that at one of his most recent cons or something. So that's what this is. And that's not what I want to see. I want to see what I just talked about there. John Carpenter, Kurt Russell, Hush kind of movie, low budget. Keep it simple for John, right? Because he, to get him off his ass away from his Xbox, you got to keep it simple. You got to make it attractive for him. 3-week shoot, John. 3-week shoot. John, 2 weeks maybe. I mean, it's all in the writing, right? But it's just like a few weeks shoot out of your time. You'll get to work with this person, that person. Get your godson and his buddy to do the fucking, or your son and your godson? Your son and your godson, yeah. To do the music, you know what I mean? We'll get, make it really easy for him. Jason Blum, make it really easy for John Carpenter. You know what I'm saying? Like so easy that he can't say no. He can't say no. You could wheel him out there in his lazy boy with a television attached to the screen and him still playing Xbox. Just wheel him out there right onto this. John will wheel you out. We'll wheel your TV out there. Make it easy. Make it attractive for him. That's what all horror fans and John Carpenter fans really want to see. I'm not necessarily saying that idea or that story, but, that's what we really want to see is that kind of engagement. And I just don't think we're ever going to see that again. But you never know. Hey, you know what? But hey, he directed an episode of Suburban Screams, which is this cool little series that dramatizes, real life events and, does interviews. That's cool. Absolutely. That's cool. And maybe it'll be a great series. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. But, Dave John Carpenter's back. Yeah, he's, yeah, I guess. Yes. But, let's pump the brakes a little bit. Anyways, folks, my name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. There are my links right there. Twitter, or X now, Instagram, and Facebook. All my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. That'll do it for me. In the meantime and in between time, I will talk to you soon. Cheers.